Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We're about 7 minutes away from a major concert announcement. Huge, really big, size of a whale. That's coming up at 8 o'clock with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And we'll be giving away tickets to the show that we announced not too far away. But before we get there, we have another monkey story for 2025. As Maddie checked in and said, I have to ask, is Case going to be okay? After all these monkey stories in 2025, I'm starting to worry about him. Very worried about the monkeys that were, quote, messed with and then they're on the loose. Not approving of monkeys getting messed with, but once they're messed with, what are you going to do?
I know everybody likes to act tough and not voice their fears and concerns when certain issues arise, but I am incredibly concerned about the monkeys from South Carolina last year. That was like a year ago this week we were talking about that. Incredibly concerned about the messed up monkeys with COVID and Hep B and herpes that escaped in Mississippi earlier this year.
You know, we never got an update if there was 2 left, what happened to them.
The update is that there's still 2 out there.
Yeah, there was 1 that was captured and then 2 that were still out there loose.
And by captured, you do mean shot, but yes, captured.
Mercifully put down.
I would say unmercifully put down.
Oh, I'm sure. I know. It's very sad, Kenzie, but they were dangerous.
I don't like it.
They were dangerous.
And now this story that we're about to talk about is in my home territory.
Yes.
This is happening at the zoo that I went to as a child.
See, he heard about everything you've said about monkeys. I watch your back, bro. He knows Thanksgiving's coming up.
This happened at the Indianapolis Zoo, and let's go to the news story in Indianapolis about what happened right after we got off the air on Friday. I believe this is when this story broke.
Well, Anne-Marie, I can tell you we've just saw a lot of emergency vehicles. All the ones that responded here to the zoo have just left. And thankfully, the traffic to get into the zoo parking lot, it has also cleared up as well. We had a very long line of people waiting to get inside after this situation.
So wait a minute. So...
I'm glad you stopped it there because I also wanted to stop it there.
So from what I can gather, all the emergency vehicles had just left by this time this report happened. And there was a long line waiting to get in. Now, I don't know. We were not listening to Indianapolis radio at the time. Was there an alert out saying there was an escaped monkey and these people sat in their cars waiting saying, well, we're going to the frickin' zoo. So I don't know. There's a chimp out there, whatever, that can basically pick up a man and throw him 50 feet. But we're going to the zoo.
Brian, that's exactly what happened. So early Friday morning, a chimpanzee escaped from its enclosure. It was wandering around the Indianapolis Zoo. As you'll hear in the news story, the zoo had to go on lockdown. This is after it had opened, so there were civilians already in the zoo. And yet when they cleared the crime scene, when the chimpanzee was put back where it belongs, there was a long line of people that still wanted to go to the zoo.
Well, yeah, and everyone's scared of monkeys.
That's a deep flaw in humanity.
No, it's not.
That is.
Well,
And who said that the monkey was still there? I mean, he escaped. Wouldn't he not be there?
He escaped from his enclosure. He did not escape from the zoo.
But I thought he escaped. I'm like, okay, well, we're safe.
You know what? I actually love that line of thinking. Well, the monkey's gone, so we don't have anything to worry
why would
about.
I? If anything, I should only be at the zoo. He could be anywhere else but the zoo.
But wouldn't you think this way, that a monkey escaped an enclosure, which is, despite what's happened the last year, rare for them to escape.
And this is a chimpanzee. I don't know if that's different than a monkey, but just to be clear, this is a chimpanzee.
I could be wrong, but I think a chimp can pick up a man and throw him 50 feet.
I believe you.
Despite, the difference in all kinds of, in the monkey world, the primate world, if you will.
If you will.
So if one escaped, which is rare, wouldn't it go into your head that possibly it was a coup by all of the chimps in the zoo? One got out, but the other ones are probably ready to follow. Or maybe I've seen too many Planet of the Apes movies, but I don't think it was just haphazard that one got out. I think there was possibly more on the way, or they're plotting something else.
This was the start of a revolt.
Right.
A revolution, if you will.
Like maybe he was a decoy to then whatever the other monkeys or
I
chimps
don't feel
are
like
going to do.
zoos have that many chimpanzees when they have them, though. Like, you don't look at, there's not 50. It's not like fish. I mean, you usually have 1 or 2 chimps. These are hard to get your hands on.
The Indianapolis Zoo is actually known for, I'm so serious when I say this, they're known for the amount of chimpanzees they have.
Do they have like
How many do they
100?
have?
They have a lot of chimpanzees. It's a thing. I don't remember if it's in this specific news story or
Well,
not,
no
but it's a
wonder.
thing.
No wonder he's like, I just want some space. You're overloading him. Like, he's like, oh my God, it's just like been so loud lately. He's overstimulated.
I know we haven't played much.
He's outside smoking.
He's got a vape pen with him.
Yeah, just like give him a second.
We're only 10 seconds into the news story, but I Could there be 1,000 chimps in there?
No, okay, there's not 1,000. Let's dial it down just a little bit. I don't think there's 1,000 chimps at the Indianapolis Zoo.
Because I want you to slow your eyes and just close them and picture 1,000 chimps.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most terrifying thing I could ever think of. So let's get back to the news story and see what they say and maybe answer some of our questions here.
We did learn around 10 this morning, zoo employees here noticed that a female chimp was seen outside of her exhibit. That, of course, kickstarted a pretty big emergency protocol.
So wait, they just saw one hanging out outside. Instead of approaching it, like saying like, "Hey, you're supposed to be in there." They ran and went and told people, "There's one outside of his enclosure. I ain't going near it."
Well, you can't reason with a chimp. We know this.
You cannot reason with a chimp. And I don't think they'd go back in willingly anyway, unless it's a very nice enclosure. I don't know what it looked like.
Oh, you know how zoos are famously very nice.
There's always a bunch of hay around.
Is there?
I'm sorry, what?
There's hay. A lot
I think
of
you're thinking of a petting zoo.
No. I was just at Lincoln Park Zoo on Saturday, and every enclosure had hay. Like the polar bear had hay. The rhino had hay. The monkeys, I'm pretty sure, had hay. The chimp, the gorillas, they had hay in there. I don't know if it's comfortable to lay on. I don't know. I've never eaten hay. All right, let's go back to the story.
Immediately went on lockdown at that point, and guests were escorted to secure locations within the zoo. I did talk to some people in the parking lot who said they came here for what was a chimpanzee chat scheduled for 10 a.m. But obviously,
Wait, there was a chimpanzee chat?
They were recording a podcast.
Were the chimps interviewing people?
Yeah. There was the political talk show that the chimps do.
Were the chimps interviewing Third Eye Blind? They came for a chimp chat?
A chimp chat.
I'm going to hear that again.
Did talk to some people in the parking lot who said they came here for what was a chimpanzee chat scheduled for 10 a.m., but obviously that was put on hold as all of this unfolded. Thankfully, though, that chimp was sedated and was able to be put back in her exhibit. Zoo guests, we were told, were safe at all times with no injuries out of this situation, and we're told this is a type of situation that zoo employees and those who work alongside the animals train for every day. And Anne-Marie, if you know the Indianapolis Zoo, you know that the chimpanzee population, it's a big one.
I can imagine it.
What did I tell you?
Hey, Kenzie, it's a big one.
No, somebody needs to ask this female chimp why she didn't want to be part of the chimp chat. Something's going on there. No one's asking questions. They just drug her and put her back in the cage. And everyone's like, oh, thank God. She wanted out for a reason.
The chimps were going to release the Epstein files, and the Indianapolis Zoo said, no.
I'm like, somebody's not doing their job, Mr. Reporter on site.
Yeah, it's very suspicious. Very suspicious. By the way, the big number, they have, as of 2024, they have 21 chimpanzees at the Indianapolis Zoo. And their age ranges are 12 to 58.
Wow, 58's really old.
Yeah, they have a big old chimp. I guess they live a long time.
Maybe she's young and she's getting sexually harassed by the old man chimps who aren't they're not onto the new wave of how you're supposed to treat women.
And the 58-year-old chimp goes like, well, back in my day,
Yeah.
I could sniff your butt.
Yeah. Let's see what the big deal is.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We just announced Muse at Summerfest. Tina in Round Lake was stoked for that. Says she was at that show 3 years ago at the United Center. It was just phenomenal, life-changing are her words. So thank you for checking in from Round Lake. We'll have some tickets for you. Well, everybody in Round Lake and everybody around Round Lake will have a chance at these tickets in just a couple seconds. But I want to explain. So we're going to give away some tickets for these in just a couple seconds. Now, tomorrow, if you love Muse, you should be here at 7:10 because we're going to put these in clash with Kenzie. So they're on the line for Kenzie when you compete against her in trivia.
That's for the rest of the week.
Rest of the week we'll do that at 7:10. Muse tickets for this Summerfest show Thursday, July 10th. And again, the pre-sale is Thursday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. with the password Starlight. And then the general on sale is Friday at 10 a.m. for these tickets that will go fast from our great friends at Summerfest and from Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So in this place, the rest of the week, we'll give away those Third Eye Blind, Yellow Card, Paradox tickets, and a chance to get into the Third Eye Blind Sound Check sponsored by Monster Energy the rest of the week. So 7:10 for the Muse tickets, about 8:10 for those Night 3 Q101 Twisted tickets. But let's go ahead and give these tickets away right now.
God bless the baby.
312-591-8300, caller 10. You are there, the first person into Muse at Summerfest.
I'm calling right now. Hold
I know.
on.
Kenzie's got
I'm trying to get it.
her burners out there. 312-591-8300. Call now for those Muse tickets. That's going to be an incredible show at Summerfest. Can't even imagine. That's incredible. And I haven't seen him in so long, again, since that show. So That's amazing. We were talking about the escaped chimpanzee at the zoo in Indianapolis. A lot of people have texted in about it. Now, Tracy texted in from the 219, so she's from Valpo. And she says, I was there about a month ago, and there was a chimpanzee climbing around on the roller coaster that goes around the park.
Oh.
She says, nobody seemed concerned. The chimpanzee got out of its enclosure.
I like it. This is like their new thing, like free-range chimpanzee instead of free-range chickens. That's how I feel.
I don't know. They're pretty dangerous. They're cool to look at the Lincoln Park Zoo. I saw some of the gibbons there, which are in the primate family, and they're so fun. Harper loved it. The gorilla scared the hell out of her, but the chimpanzee just on a roller coaster. We got to make a road trip to that Indianapolis Zoo.
The chimp has to look at this roller coaster every day. He's never allowed to ride it. Like, that's not fair. No, there's no justice for these chimps. None.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. That's Jonah Kagan. Love that song. Talked about something that maybe helped you consistently over the last several years and different ailments you have or different things, and it's going to not be available over the next year with Brian and Kenzie here on Q101. Not our problem. Not us. I didn't mean to put our name at the end of that. But last week we heard about the end of the federal government shutdown. Obviously huge news and good news for a lot of people out there. But a federal government funding deal came through last week as well. And sometimes these things happen where they get pushed through with other news being bigger, and this maybe being a little bit smaller, but something very important to people of Illinois. A federal government funding deal includes a provision banning hemp-derived THC products like Delta-8 and Delta-9, giving businesses 1 year from November 12th to shut down. These are businesses in Illinois. They have to shut down because of this bill. Now, to explain what this is a little bit, what Delta-8 and Delta-9 products are essentially everything that has THC in it that you might buy, whether it's a gummy, there's seltzers out there, there's drops. People put drops on their tongue. There's even like flowers, there's wax, there's soft gels, capsules. Vapes is probably the biggest thing. THC vape cartridges. Okay.
But this doesn't make any sense because they've approved all these dispensaries and they carry so many THC products. Like these businesses were already built because of that.
Well, there's a difference. Okay, so let's go through first off the THC businesses. So drinks, vapes, other products like the Delta-8, Delta-9 stuff, they've been sold through Illinois through a loophole of a federal farm bill that legalized hemp but did not regulate hemp-derived intoxicants, which are THC stuff that, and just so you know, for people that may not be totally aware why, when you see all those THC storefronts and strip malls and things, THC offers benefit from pain relief, nausea, vomiting, sleep aid, neurological symptoms like, let's say you have sciatica down your leg.
Oh, some people are really using this as a medicine, like for real.
1,000%. Better than taking pain meds and get addicted to something that, pharmaceutical.
They make lotion that you can actually, like you're not even ingesting it. I got that for my mother-in-law's niece. I think it was like Black Widow was the brand, but they had the THC lotion, and literally it was helping her joints when she would sit down.
100%. I did this with my mom to alleviate some, cancer benefit stuff, or cancer, I shouldn't say benefit, cancer residual effects. And she tried it. THC didn't work out for her too well, made her really groggy, and she kind of couldn't pay attention well. And, I know a lot of people are advocates of it because it manages things like that, chronic pain, whatever. So, but the problem is it's been unregulated for years. And it's been people have had businesses on it, and people have made a lot of money on it. I looked up the numbers. So the total TH sales for the first 10 months of 2025 in Illinois were $1.28 billion. Billion. Now, for the legalized use of the legal marijuana, the legal cannabis is $1.27 billion. So both of them have about like $100 and some million a month in sales.
That they're bringing in.
Now, the marijuana stores are legal. They go through the government. They're regulated, and they have a lot of rules to follow and get through it, where the THC stores, because of that federal loophole with the farm thing, they are not as regulated, and that's why they're closing this loophole.
Okay, so this is a little, I honestly don't fully understand this text, but in case we're getting a lot of people going, what? Like my life's ruined. So in case this helps anybody, I'm not sure, but Char texted in and said the THC ban is only going to affect synthetic and hemp-derived THC.
That's right.
Dispensaries won't be affected by the THC ban.
It does not affect the legal dispensaries at all. That's why I want to make that clear.
So you can still buy THC at dispensaries.
whatever goes through legally through a dispensary, you can still buy. Whatever you go through the legal dispensaries in Illinois, you're fine. I hope that didn't alarm anybody because I tried to make that clear. When this is for the THC stores that are not the legal marijuana, legal dispensaries out there in Illinois.
See.
But I know.
Do you think it's because they can't get the kind of taxes they want off of it, to be honest? Do you think that's what's going on?
Well, there was also a bill in the Chicagoland area that they were going to get like $10 million in tax revenue from those stores, which now will be moot because they're going to be, in a year, they have to close down those stores that are not legal. They're just selling it. But it's weird to know what side of the business this argument to be on because there are some storefront owners that are saying, that this is already out there in society, the THC products, and we have had a good business for years. There's one of the businesses in the story talking about it where in the South Loop that the Chai-Tiva dispensaries, and these are THC, not the legal marijuana dispensaries, but they're saying these have been around for years. We've honed our craft, and now people are just going to go get it on the internet or wherever, and it's even more unregulated.
Yeah.
The stuff you might buy.
I believe that. I just think that this is because... sorry, I'm sure there's not to be like very theory driven, but I just feel like it's because people are buying less pain meds and things like that. And so, now the government's like, no, thank you, because think about the money in pharmaceutical, and that's like 10 million's nothing if everyone was getting all of it for like pain meds instead.
That's why this intrigued me because I think something shady's going on.
I do too. This is weird.
But I don't take either of those products, so I don't have a stake. I don't have anything in this race. But I do know a lot of people that take either THC products to help with their pain or nausea or sleeping. And then I also know a bunch of people that use the dispensaries, the legal dispensaries, and they feel like that some of the legal dispensaries' argument is we feel like we've been on an uneven playing field to the THC ones that are not legal because we have to follow all these regulations and they don't. So I kind of, in a weird place, don't know which side of the argument to be on, but I know people that do rely on the THC stuff, and it's going away. Not the ones at the legal dispensaries, but the ones that more of the, I don't want to say illegal, but the ones that have been operating legally without regulation.
But it's the same thing as weed. Weed's bad unless the government can tax it properly. Now weed's good. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, that's just weird, right?
Yeah, it is.
Now there's people in jail because they sold weed, and there's dispensaries everywhere.
Yeah. Every time something closes in Chicagoland, a dispensary opens up in that spot.
I know, because our boss, which I don't smoke or use out of it, so I don't get like as excited because I'm always looking for a new store. And our Boston Market closed, and it got bought, and I was so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, what restaurant are we getting or whatever? It's going to be dispensary.
Yeah.
I lost my Boston Market. I love those Carver sandwiches.
Oh, man.
But come on.
I guess you should have went there more often. Would have said addicted
I
to
went
that.
quite a bit.
And Case, now we have Case sitting in here who's straight edge and never taken any of these products, as far as I know. You've never drank alcohol, never taken a drug. I assume you've never had any THC product.
No.
Okay.
That would defeat the whole purpose of being straight edge.
I would love you walking in one day with just a vape pen coming in here in the studio and just, oh yeah, well this doesn't count. This doesn't count.
I was just talking to a band who were straight edge until they hit 30, and then the guy became an alcoholic at 31. He's like, you should start drinking in your 30s. I was like, okay, well that's not a great sell, but I don't know. Maybe next year I become a big weed guy.
You never know.
I started playing with a hacky sack. I get white guy dreads.
Oh, I
can become a weed guy.
You are going so corny weed. Like, that's not what people, I feel like people don't do that anymore.
Well, that's when I see people smoking weed. That's always what I think.
You're going like commercial in the 70s.
Yeah, Case sees Woodstock when he hears marijuana.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening anymore.
Yeah. I know. I just think in this whole situation, and I don't want things unregulated going to people that could hurt them. But at the same time, anybody that's ever had pain that they can't get rid of it, anything that works is fine with me. You know what I mean? It's because it's better than being addicted to Oxycontin or a pharmaceutical and then not being able to get out of it. That's my take on it. You know, and I don't know who's right or wrong in the whole situation. It's kind of an unusual thing.
A lot of people are saying it's because the alcohol industry is being affected. We're getting a lot of text. People are saying it's because it's affecting alcohol purchases, and they're trying to mess with that too. I don't know.
I gotta imagine one more choice is affecting alcoholic people because alcohol sales are down, no question. Yeah. I mean, that's what I do. I like having beers. I like getting a little buzz on.
Let me tell you something. I did something, and I forgot to put this in my prep. I've never ever done this before, and it happened on accident. But on Saturday night, after a very tough day, after a family funeral, I put the baby down, which also didn't go well. And I got drunk by myself on accident. And my husband came home at midnight, and I was wasted. because I had this bottle of pre-made espresso martinis from when I had a party a few weeks ago. And I was like, I'm just going to have one of these while I put up my Christmas village. And I was also watching Twilight, specifically Breaking Dawn Part 1, so that the wedding would make me feel better because it's so loving. I thought all the love would make me feel better. And then I was like, I was pouring it into a cup that I couldn't see through because it was like a mug, like, to keep it cold. And I filled it up a couple times and it was so dessert-like, I didn't even think about it. And like, I started laughing so loud at the movie that I'm like, uh-oh, I think I'm wasted. And I felt like crap. I had to take Tylenol yesterday. I was gone. I was wasted on accident on Saturday night by myself. It's never happened to me before.
I want to repeat some of the statements you made in the last minute there, Kenzie.
It was horrible.
I got wasted by myself by accident Saturday
It's so
night.
true. I meant everywhere. It was a complete accident. I just thought, I was like, I just need like a drink. This is the worst, longest, most tense day ever. Boy, did I loosen up. I was unbelievable. Sure.
I wish I could have explained hundreds of nights like that. Hey, listen.
I've never done that.
I got drunk by accident by myself. I got really wasted. It was an accident.
Putting up a Christmas village like I'm such a loser.
I bet it looks fantastic.
It was cute.
So we'll follow this as it goes. But like I said, the THC storefronts that are not part of a legal dispensary in Illinois, they have to close within a year from November 12th. I just think it's going to be a pretty big ripple effect on that. And, I also could boost the legal marijuana dispensaries and maybe get people back to buying some alcohol whenever they need to solve some of these issues.
May I recommend the espresso martini mix?
Sounds like noted. It sounds delicious, and it sounds like there's no way in hell you could get drunk by accident drinking that.
Oh.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.